Hey guys, Tim here at the Long Hair Gardener, and today we are in my Philadelphia backyard and it is time for another garden update. There are so many amazing things happening back here in my garden that I want to share with you. It is already 98 degrees and it is 9:30 in the morning, so I want to get this done hopefully before my camera overheats, because like I said, there are some new things blooming back here and a few new surprises that I want to share with you. So let's get started. And I think we're going to start with the pineapple because that is the most exciting news, at least for me. So let's take a look. So if you have been following my channel, maybe in the past few years, you have seen this pineapple. It of course has gotten larger and larger each year. It's maybe 4 to 5 years old at this point. It is a pineapple that I grew from the top of a pineapple at the grocery store, and something amazing is happening. And it is this guy right here in the center, which I am assuming is going to be a pineapple. I almost did not bring this plant in last year, overwinter it, because it's humongous, but thankfully it came inside and it is going to produce a pineapple this year. So I am very excited about this. So hang around. You will definitely want to follow along and see what happens with this pineapple. So let's just walk around here. We'll take a look at my canna, which is blooming up here. Looks like fell over a little bit. Let's stand back for a second and just take in like how much everything has grown. Everything has filled in so nicely. I hope everything survives or does okay during all of this heat. The birds are incredibly loud right now. So we have a penta here. I'm not going to go over every little thing. I'm just going to, I guess, point out things that I think are looking exceptionally well right now. I do want to point out, it's not blooming yet, although I think down here something is going to happen soon. I want to point out these geraniums, bullseye salmon geraniums, and I grew those from seeds, so I am especially proud of those, because I don't have good luck with seeds. So that's exciting for me. This lemon coral sedum down here is absolutely going bonkers. It is of course circling this pot, and I have some pineapple lilies here in the middle, but this sedum is doing so well. And I love how it creates this nice little like collar for this pineapple lily. This guy right here is finally blooming. I will have to put the name up on the screen. This is a new plant for me, and I think it is really beautiful. I like all these layers. It's like one flower up top here, and it's just like kind of repeated as you go down, which has this nice little effect. This particular Tradescantia back here is also doing quite well. I have a Mexican petunia that I have overwintered, looking fantastic. Has not bloomed yet, but I'm excited for when that does happen. We've got some petunias. Come in for a little closer look. These are finally doing very nice. Some diamond frost euphorbia. And then up here on the window, this is always a challenge for me because this just gets incredibly hot. Full sun, and these bars of course also get incredibly hot, so that's probably not the best for the plants. You know, once whatever it is large enough, it kind of shades the bars. So hopefully they don't get as hot for it, but I know this is a challenging area. And I think it's a little too hot for these brown-eyed Susan vine, because it hasn't been producing a lot of flowers, and it does kind of wilt throughout the day just because of how hot it is. Up here on the wall, this striped Purple Heart is looking stunning. My Mizu plants are also starting to really cascade over the side. Pentas are doing okay. I've really had to, let's see if I can, we're gonna step up here, get a better view. The Pentas I have had to keep coming in here, like this guy back here that's kind of done blooming. I've been coming in and pinching off the dead, and that is hopefully creating new growth and making it a little bit fuller, because it has not been performing as well as I would have liked it to. This is definitely a better view up here of the lantana. Got a papyrus plant that I stuck in here, and then this Dichondra Silver Falls is going out over the edges, and it is looking really good. And up here I also have my amaryllis, which hang out outside for the summertime, and I think they are looking great. So let's do a little, we're gonna move around here, because let's go now, move over to this section, because honestly I am concerned that this camera is going to overheat, and there are some things that I'm afraid aren't going to last too much longer. One of those things would be my clivia. I've had this maybe 1 year, and it's a little temperamental for blooming. So I am glad, let's get in here a little bit closer, that it has decided to bloom for me. This is a plant from South Africa. Comes out, or at least I choose to take it outside in the summertime, and then I overwinter it in my apartment. And it is a little particular about watering in order to get it to bloom. So I am glad that the conditions that I was giving it are what it wanted, basically. Down below here, we'll just do a little quick pan. Again, I'm not going to go over every little thing, but I do like my shrimp plant here. I think this is really pretty. You can see where the other blooms I broke off, and now there's new growth coming, so hopefully I'll have some more blooms. I have no idea where that weed whacker noise is coming from, but somebody has decided to weed whack all of a sudden. There's literally no grass around here, so don't know what's going on. This area here is all shaded. A lot of these things came up from last year. I've also, not the impatiens, but like the Creeping Jenny and the Purple Heart came up from last year. The caladiums are now are starting to leaf out. Those I take in over the winter, but they are from last year. And I also incorporated some of that lemon coral sedum down here. I think that looks really great next to, I know it's the same color as the Creeping Jenny, but it adds a nice like leaf contrast. So I really like that combo. Like I said, Purple Heart came back from last year, and then there are just a couple things just dotted in here. I think I'm like putting the camera right in front of the hosta blooms. My Brunnera is back here looking very tiny, but it is back there. And then I also have, I'll point them out as we go along here, These cone flowers, let me just take a look. Yeah, just confirming. I did not actually plant this. There are 4 cone flowers, maybe 3. The one might be a brown-eyed Susan. And yeah, there's 3. I did not plant this one or the other one that's on the other side of the garden. They just kind of grew from seeds, because this one here is the only one that I actually placed in this spot. So I love that they kind of reseed around. They produce flowers that stay in bloom a long time, and they are pretty resistant to the heat and the drought. So I think they're great. While we're down here, here is another Tradescantia. This came up from last year, and I think that is amazing. I love when stuff comes back even when it's not supposed to, because they are not perennial in this area. My garden spheres are looking pretty good. Look at this streptocarpus. I love this little cluster of purple flowers here. My bromeliad, I believe, is doing okay. It looks like maybe it's growing a little bit taller. It's a little hard to see up here. My Rex begonia, things are doing okay in these baskets. These are new for me this year, so wasn't sure how this was going to all work out, but so far so good. This begonia is looking fantastic. This is a begonia that I had, there's an ant or something on me. I had this from last year. It's like a corm, and I overwintered it in the basement, and thankfully this one came back. I had 2 other ones, but they did not make it. The corm is like a soft potato, and it looks, I was questioning whether or not it would overwinter, and I did not have a huge success, but I'm glad one survived. I'm stepping over here into the, because I think this is a better view of the hostas, so that we can see this Rex begonia climbing vine, which is right over here, and it is so happy outside. These other houseplants are also like doing amazing. Like, these are huge. Every year I bring these out here, and every year I struggle to bring them in because they're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The elephant ear is looking beautiful. I love this variety. I forget the name of it right now, but it just, I love the contrast of this like bright spot here and then the darkness. It has great contrast. This planter here overall looks fantastic. I couldn't be happier with it. Down here, the ageratums are looking great, and you can see my geraniums are also doing well down here. I think last time I showed you guys around, they maybe weren't in bloom, and they are finally blooming for us. We'll just take care of that dead bloom and pay no attention to me pulling out these weeds. Let's see. I do have a hyacinth bean vine that is climbing up this trellis. There's also a clematis in here as well. It normally would have bloomed by now, so I'm not sure if anything is going to happen with that or not. My little, I guess the bowl is the succulent area. Look at how good this portulaca is. It looks so healthy, and I love it next to these other plants that I have in here. This is an agave, and let me tell you, this guy is very pointy. I poked myself the other day with that, and it is incredibly sharp. But everything else in here is doing really nice. I love the texture of this sedum. It's finally working its way over to the edge of the pot here, and hopefully it will do some spilling. Just like this baby tears is doing. It is starting to spill out over the edge here. It's filling in perfectly on this pot, and I think it is looking so good. Let me pick it up just so you can see like how tall this mound is, and it is just going to hopefully continue to pour out over the sides. My ox tongue is, you know, looking about the same, but it did produce, or is producing, this flower, so we'll see what happens there. Very long. Oh yeah, so this is another new surprise. So this like grassy you know, plant over here that looks like chives is a red hot poker, and I finally got a bloom, and I think this is such a fun little plant. Also back in through here, let's got the cleome, but I also have a calla lily tucked in here as well. It's not blooming, but I do like how long and narrow this leaf is, and of course the spotting adds some interest as well. There's another plant down here, maybe another calla lily, and right here I have an upright elephant ear. There is another one coming right down here and over here. So hopefully in another month we will have some elephant ears mixed in here as well. I have a random petunia down here in the crack of the cement, so I'm excited to see what color this is. The wire vine overwintered for me and is looking great. It's kind of mounding around the solar panel, and I think it looks great. I love how it's coming out into the sidewalk here. So these are the plants that I was talking about that I didn't plant, but they kind of just popped out of nowhere. So I have another coneflower literally growing in the stones. And it looks like this might be a brown-eyed Susan, which, yeah, it's definitely different. You can tell by the, like, the way the leaves look. There are ants all over this, but if you look at this leaf and then compare this leaf over here, definitely different. So that is brown-eyed Susan, which I'm glad that that has decided to come up in that spot. I have a mangavi, which is partially covered by the crocosima. This guy is pretty big. It's kind of getting buried a little bit. Maybe I need to try to raise that up if I can. Right next to the mangavi, okay, the sempervitums, chicks and hens. This is finally doing really good this year. I have struggled so much with this bowl in the past with rotting, and I better not talk too soon, but it looks like things are finally doing okay. I also tucked in a couple pieces again of this lemon coral sedum. I've been putting it everywhere. I really like the way it looks mixed in here with these chicks and hens. I think this happened last time. I think we were in between blooms with the snapdragon, so it is an orange bloom with this like yellow center. I'm gonna have to go in here and again like pinch off the dead, and it helps to encourage new growth. While we're down here, we'll just take a look at these coleus. There's a little one down here. There's some more wire vine. We'll take a look at that in just a second, but that's just a different perspective. My Petunia is doing really good. I have been pinching that back just a little bit because I'm afraid it's going to start to not look so good after a while. I would like to keep it small and compact. I am very surprised in a good way with the way that these two planters back here look. Things are playing together very nicely. Nobody is trying to outcompete with the other plant, and they're intermingling really nicely. So I am very happy with this. This Pyrus plant is looking great. The lantana have not been blooming a ton. I don't know if I need to give them some more fertilizer or what, or if I'm just expecting perfection, but this area is looking great. My bird of paradise, it had a rough winter and it still looks just as, you know, not good. So I don't know if this is going to make it, but even if it doesn't, I still like what's going on around the base of that plant. Now I hear grinding in the background. I have no idea what's going on. My banana tree is finally starting to put some height. I think it's looking great. It's definitely growing slightly different than the banana that I've had in years past. I've been trying to avoid putting my face on the camera because I'm already super sweaty from how hot it is out here. The banana tree that I've had in the past has been more taller and upright. The leaves kind of went more like this, and the current one, the leaves kind of like go out. But I think it's looking great. There's also a ton of foliage, other foliage right around this banana, so it might be visually competing with it slightly. So I've got the cannas over here, which are very similar in color and leaf shape, but I do have some like this, the thin blades. This is a white spider lily, so that does add a little bit of leaf contrast. There's another one back here as well. Lots of foliage down here at my feet. The creeping Jenny. I have some like poppies that just decided to grow out of nowhere. I don't know where they came from. The caladiums are slowly coming. I also have some impatiens down here as well. Spin around. The lamb's ear that lives in the stones, looking good. I also put in over here a whole bunch of starts of this coleus, and they have definitely caught on or rooted, and they are starting to grow. So I'm excited to see if this area kind of leaves out very nicely. I also have, I believe, 4 now caladium coming here. I've just been putting them everywhere. Walk over here, more caladiums, more impatiens. I did bring out some more house plants. So I've got this guy over here. This is like the house plant section. I've got my oxalis. Okay, we're back. My camera decided it was too hot for it to even function out here, so we had to go in and take a little break. But we're back. I had some watermelon and I'm a little bit cooler. I think we were looking at this oxalis down here. So we've got this oxalis. This is the frog in the blender caladium. I always think that's a interesting name to give a plant. We'll just like, I love this clivia over here. It is so pretty, and I am so happy that it decided to bloom. So over here we have a couple other house plants. There's a croton right here. Look at this red bug. I'm not 100% sure what that is, but it's kind of pretty. Hopefully it's not doing anything to the plants. More house plants back here. Another croton, another, or not another, but a begonia. That is the angel wing begonia. And back here in this 4-tier planter, I have more caladium, impatiens, and polka dot plant. And I want to point out, just by sheer coincidence, I somehow got the same caladium in every single pot except for one. I did this top one, I had to move that one from somewhere else, but it was just an accident that I got all the same ones back there, because when I put the caladiums away for the year, I don't label them. So it was decided that they would all be the same, which is fine. I kind of like that. Very complementary to the white of the impatient and the polka dot plant. My bromeliad is doing great back here. And then let's step over here. These two planters are finally doing well. I've struggled the last couple years with these because of roots coming up, but I think they're doing roots coming up from underneath the ground, and I think that problem has been fixed, and now the plants are doing well. More caladiums, more polka dot plants. The Gardenmeister fuchsias, that's these guys right here, haven't been blooming a lot, but I'm hoping any day now they'll decide to produce some more flowers. It looks like down here in the caladium, or in the hostas, there's like a tomato plant randomly growing down there. I think that was a gift from the birds. More impatiens, more caladiums. Caladiums love the heat, so I think these guys are going to be very happy this week, and hopefully get big, because they're looking a little small right now. I think we've covered everything. I'm doing another little scan here, but I think we have hit all of the areas. Let's do a little stand back and just walk around here, just so you can see the whole garden together. I love these spheres. They were pricey, but I think they are definitely worth it. Alright guys, I think we made it through the whole garden. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this garden update. Stick around, make sure to subscribe so you can see what happens with this pineapple. I am the most excited about that, because how fun is that I was able to grow pineapple from the top of a pineapple that I got from the grocery store. Anyway, I hope you are having a great day. Hopefully you're staying cool wherever you are living, and I will see you in the next garden video. Have a great day.